Scanning for audio.
Welcome once again to a Tin Dog podcast. This time I'll be talking about the brand new release from Big Finish, that's the main range, number 221, The StarMen. It's by Andrew Smith, so anyone who knows me or indeed has remotely listened to the Tin Dog podcast before will be more than aware of how much I'm looking forward to this. Andrew's speciality on the TV show, his one story that he did, was basically to create Adric, or at least have a massive hand in it. And, because of my certain age, the period of time with Adric, Nyssa and Tegan and the Fifth Doctor is something that's kind of latched onto my heart. Yes, I spent a large part of my formative years watching Tom Baker, but I was about the right age. I was about 10 when you were looking at this particular period, and that is the golden era for watching Doctor Who for the first time. Mostly. So what's it all about? Here's the synopsis. Astronomical navigation is a tricky business. To help Adric with his studies, the Doctor sets course for Gallius Ultima, a planet on the edge of the Milky Way, housing one of the most impressive observatories ever constructed. But the TARDIS arrives to find Gallius U in a state of emergency, tracking the return of the Explorer-class ship Johannes Kepler from its mission into the heart of the mysterious Large Magellanic Cloud. A mission that met with disaster. To find out what overtook the crew of the Kepler, the Doctor and his companions must journey into the heart of the cloud and beyond, into the darkness of another reality altogether, the universe of the StarMen. I've already talked about who's in it, and, as you can expect, cast-wise, no problems anywhere. Even Matthew Waterhouse seems to have got a much better grasp on Adric than he had when he first returned to Big Finish. So much so that you sort of convince yourself that this genuinely is almost a missing story. It's got the feel of a classic. Well, let's face it, my first reaction was to say, well, it's bloody marvellous. And it was. I mean, it's a genuinely good story. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. It does feel almost definitively of its time. Like a moment, like an episode taken from the run. But it has not a level of sentimentality, but there is an emotional storyline going on where it comes to Adric that you just have never seen on TV, but it feels so real and so natural as to make you think, yeah, we've seen this sort of thing before, and we haven't. It's not overly sentimental, and it's done exactly the way the TV series would have done it, and I'm very, very happy with this. Nyssa gets things to do. Tegan gets things to do, rather than just moan about not getting back to Heathrow, despite the fact that she does at one point moan about not being able to get back to Heathrow. I don't want to use the word trope, and I'm not using the word meme. You can do it yourself if you want to. That's up to you. So what? Yes, the giant space stations, and you can admittedly trick yourself into having the special effects that were of the standard of the 80s. Yes, we've all remember that massive Starliner from Turlough's first story that seemed primarily to be made of cardboard moving across a screen, pulled like a pop-up book. But this has a grandiose feel, and it has the sort of effects that admittedly work so much better on radio, well, audio. Because if the StarMen were realised on TV, you might end up with something more, well, Invasion of Time than you'd be truly happy about. But here they are great, here they are hollow men, here the red coral. Sorry, I'm not going to go into spoilers, I'm really not. It's a genuinely great addition, and it's the beginning of a trilogy, which means we've got another 2 of these stories to come, and I'm looking forward to them. So another great job by Mr. Smith. But more than that, something with heart and the feel of the time. Something that I heartily recommend. So here's the trailer and I'll let you make up your own mind. So until next time, be seeing you.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions. Doctor Who, the StarMen.
Welcome to Gallius Ultima, the launch platform for the greatest feat in the history of space exploration.
It's beautiful. That's a galaxy?
That, Tegan, is the Large Magellanic Cloud.
Who on Gallius are you two?
We were just...
Didn't you hear the siren? We're in lockdown.
I am Rovers, Imperator of the Celtic, known to some as the StarMen.
We're getting an image on the main screen.
The Kepler?
Good gods.
What's happened to them?
Your ship has come under attack.
Now that's what I call a spaceship.
We're going in. Now we find out if anyone's waiting for us.
Look at the other examination tables. All the bodies are moving.
Your dead crew are walking.
The first one's coming this way.
Tegan!
Bodies on the floor, covered in that red coral. What's happening?
The portal, as our friend here called it, seems to be powering up.
We should get away.
Get out! Get out of my mind! I will destroy your mind, boy. You will belong to the StarMen.
Don't shoot! You might hit Tegan!
Fire!
If they don't slow down, they'll crash.
Confirm the Kepler's destination.
This base.
Big Finish. We love stories.
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.